With the new pre-release of Vendetta, I've noticed confusion with comparing Rune Runner with Gangplank. I'll be explaining that today. Gangplank and Rune Runner are both very viable for orange decks that are either using them as a sideboard for spell slingers or orange decks that want them out of the gate as removal prevention. I'll be showing them on screen for perspective. Gangplank reads a 6 energy, 6 might with empower for 2 orange runes. When he is empowered, if they were to be chosen with a bounce, debuff, or a stun spell, he will instead get 3 might. Rune Runner is a 6 energy for 5 might that instead reads, I can't be chosen by enemy spells and abilities. First of all, what are their differences? Firstly, Rune Runner costs the same as 6 energy, but doesn't have the optional 2 orange rune and power coming out of the gate with hexproof, not like Gangplank. Another difference I noticed is that Gangplank can't prevent kill spells or move spells, only having a select few triggers. However, the good part about Gangplank's ability is that you can cast cards that either stun, debuff, or bounce him, and instead buff him and swing in for a hefty 9 might minimum. Now, what are the similarities? Both of them cost 6, and they both effectively force your opponents to not interact with them, if we are assuming Gangplank is empowered, of course. What playstyles should run these cards? I firmly believe defensive decks do not need these cards because they aren't going to have as much of a problem with their opponents slowing them down. Vice versa, actually, with you wanting to slow your opponents down. Therefore, mid-range and aggro decks like Master Yi, Wuju Bladesman could run these, in my opinion. However, with the new decks, I can't really tell which decks would run them exactly, but in my opinion, Rune Runner is more superior in most decks unless you want to buff Gangplank with your own debuff, stun, or bounce spells. That is just my opinion though. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like the content, like, subscribe.